What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Let's kick the week off right. March 11th, 2024. Hope you guys had a good one. Getting ready for a busy week. More spring break, I'm sure, around here anyways. And I hope you visit the video vault on the buckeyecast.com. Please pop in there, check it out. We're almost at 300 videos for your viewing pleasure, all highlights, any kind of highlights you can think. Your Buckeye legends, going back to Jack Tatum to the most recent Marvin Harrison Jr. So go nuts in there. Check them out. They're all categorized. You can check them out. Your 2025 recruiting videos are there for everybody Ohio State has offered. So get in there and sign up for the free trial. If nothing else, you don't need a credit card or anything. No money up front to check out the free trial. 3 days, you can enjoy it. Watch as much as you can in 3 days, and then hopefully you'll sign on. It's just $6 a month, man, to sign on. So if you sign up for the annual package, you save 2 months. You get 2 months for free on that one. So check it out, thebuckeyecast.com, the video vault. All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about these monsters, these werewolves coming off the edge of the defensive line. Our defensive end group, these guys, you know all about them. They've been here for a long time. Seems like it anyways. Jack, JT, you know, and then the guys behind them. So this is your spring position group breakdown, I guess you'd call it. We're continuing. We're hitting every position group, get you up to date on the outlook for the season, and then what we saw so far in spring practice. So let's talk about it. The defensive ends here. So the Buckeyes returned their top 5 defensive ends from last season. You only lost one guy, Amari Abor, to the transfer portal. JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, both returning for their senior years. Then you got Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry coming back for their junior years. Remember, they're just a year younger. Then you got Mitchell Melton. He's seen as more of a pass rush specialist, sometimes the jack when they decide to use it. So he performed some of those duties last year in mostly mop-up time. Mitchell Melton did. Joshua Mickens only played once last year as a true freshman. Then you got the 5-star, the big man, freshman Edric Houston coming in. He's looking to get snaps early and often in this season, and definitely in spring practice and the spring game. So here's what your scholarship roster looks like. Jack Sawyer, senior, 6'4", 265, has led the Buckeyes in sacks each of the past 2 years. Those numbers are not whoppers, though. I think he had 4.5 in 2022, and then 6.5 or something like that in 2023. So not killing it, but leading the team regardless. JT, he's a senior, 6'4", 270. First team all Big Ten selection in the last 2 years, both seasons. Then you got Kenyatta Jackson. Technically, he's a redshirt sophomore, but third-year guy, you can call him. 6'5", 258. Played the third most snaps on the defensive ends last year. Caden Curry, true junior, 6'3", 260, finished with 3.5 TFLs, also played some fullback for the Buckeyes. Then you got Mitchell Melton, the redshirt senior, entering his last year, 6'3", 253. He's battled injuries, but the staff loves his potential as a pass rusher. Joshua Mickens, redshirt freshman, 6'5", 236. Redshirted last year after enrolling in June, played in just one game. So this is his first spring and winter workouts. Edric Houston, 6'3", 275. The 5-star defensive end, made signing day interesting for Ryan Day and Mark Pantoni. So that's your scholarship defensive ends. So starters, JT has 28 starts. He started every game for the Buckeyes in the past 2 years, and also started twice as a true freshman in 2021. Jack is coming off his first season as a starter. In 2022, he finished third among defensive ends in snaps. Combined, they have 41 starts, 168 tackles, 42 TFLs, 24.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions. So both will be all Big Ten candidates at least this coming season. I would say more like all Americans, hopefully. So the new additions to this defensive end group, Edric Houston, true freshman, early enrollee, the only one in this defensive end group. Head coach Ryan Day said back in December that, quote, we feel like he's an impact player day one. Okay. So keep that in the back of your minds. There should be plenty of reps available for him this spring because Sawyer and JT won't need them. This is me talking now, not Ryan Day. Don't forget you have Dominic Kirks coming in this summer. He's the other 2024 defensive end, but he may end up moving down to tackle. So may not even be able to count on him in the DN group. So the spring depth chart is pretty obvious. JT, Jack are your starters. Kenyatta, Caden Curry behind them. Then you got Mitchell Melton, Joshua Mickens, and Edric Houston falling in order behind them. So the clear backups are Kenyatta and Caden Curry. It's pretty obvious, right? So the latest news on the D-line, DN group is back in February, Ryan Day hired Brandon Jordan, known as BT around certain circles. He's a GA/defensive line assistant to help out Larry Johnson. He's known as a pass rush specialist. He's trained over 200 NFL defensive linemen and was on Mel Tucker's Michigan State staff in 2022. Last season, he was with the Seattle Seahawks, and they had one of their better years in the pass rush and sacking statistics. BT has worked with former Buckeye Cam Hayward, also former cheater Rashawn Gary. He's also worked with Jadeveon Clowney, Von Miller, TJ Watt, and a ton of others. So the question is, will Jordan have an impact on the Ohio State defensive line that finished 60th in sacks last season? 60th. Yeah. So we'll see. Expectations for this year, the spring should be a huge opportunity for Josh Mickens and Edric Houston to get as many reps as they can take. Jack and JT will go through drills in spring camp, but they're not going to be overworked at all. You're probably not going to see much of them at all, if much at all, in the spring game. They're going to be limited on their reps. You got to keep these guys fresh for a long season. Kenyatta Jackson heading into his third year, but only his second spring and winter workouts. And then you got Caden and Kenyatta should expect to be getting starting reps, starter level reps this spring. One question, will we see the Jack this spring at all? You know, we need to get that answered. Jim Knowles didn't use the hybrid defensive end / linebacker position at all last year. This year, the Buckeyes have an experienced defense and a veterans they can use at the Jack. They all know the defense now, so they're much further ahead than they've been in the past 2 years. So could Knowles install the Jack this spring? Maybe give reps to Mitchell Melton or CJ Hicks even. Knowles said last year, Knowles said those were the top 2 options for the Jack position were they to use it. So then you got linebackers coach James Laurinaitis in his media interviews said that the Jack is still part of their defensive plans. So when is it? When are we going to see it? So we'll find out. I think it's a loaded group of defensive ends to wrap up, but it's you got to say the top 4 are some of the best in the country. So you got Caden Curry, Kenyatta Jackson, both 1 year older, 1 year more experienced, a year better, sharpening, their tools. So they have a loaded toolbox, and they'll be turning heads this spring. So I think you're going to see Caden and Kenyatta really go off this spring. We'll see if it leads to a lot of action in the fall, but keep an eye out for Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson. All right. That's all I got for you. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.